Join Tiny Tales, Paradise for Freddy the Frog's Desert Quest, a fun bedtime story for kids. This educational kids' story teaches appreciating what you have through colorful animations and a warm narration, perfect for bedtime or classroom learning. Subscribe for weekly fairy tales and moral stories. Freddy the Frog's Desert Quest. Chapter 1. The Oasis Home. In the heart of the vast, sun-scorched, sand-swept desert, where golden dunes stretched endlessly under a blazing sky, lay a single, shimmering oasis called Glimmer Lake. Its waters sparkled like a sapphire, surrounded by lush palm trees, soft reeds, and colorful wildflowers. This was the home of Freddy the Frog, a young, bright green frog with big, curious eyes and a hop that bounced with energy. Freddy loved Glimmer Lake, where he spent his days splashing in the cool water, chasing dragonflies, and singing with his friends under the starry desert sky. Freddy's family lived in a cozy nook among the reeds, where his parents, Mama Frog and Papa Frog, taught him the ways of the oasis. Glimmer Lake is special, Mama Frog would say, her voice warm. It's the only water for miles. A gift in the desert. Freddy nodded, but his heart was restless. He wanted to know what lay beyond the dunes, where the horizon shimmered with mystery. One evening, as the sun painted the sky in hues of orange and pink, a strange bird landed on a palm tree. It was a parrot, with feathers of emerald, ruby, and gold, unlike any bird Freddy had seen. The parrot, named Pippin, squawked loudly, drawing a crowd of oasis creatures, frogs, lizards, and beetles. "I come from the verdant jungle," Pippin announced. "It's a land of towering trees, endless rivers, and flowers that sing in the breeze. The jungle is alive with colors and sounds, so different from this dusty desert." Freddy's eyes widened. He hopped closer, listening as Pippin described waterfalls that roared like thunder, vines that swung like ropes, and fruits so sweet they made your tongue dance. The jungle sounded like a dream, far grander than Glimmer Lake's quiet waters. That night, Freddy couldn't sleep. He sat by the lake, staring at the dunes. "The jungle must be amazing," he whispered. "Why am I stuck in this boring oasis?" The next morning, Freddy told his parents about his dream. "I want to see the jungle," he said, his voice bubbling with excitement. "I want to hop through those rivers and taste those fruits." Mama Frog frowned. "The desert is dangerous, Freddy. It's hot, dry, and full of challenges. Glimmer Lake is safe and has everything you need." Papa Frog nodded. "The jungle is far, and the journey is risky. Stay here, where you're loved." But Freddy's heart was set. "I'll plan carefully," he promised. "I'll be ready." Deep down, he felt the oasis was too small for his big dreams. He didn't hate Glimmer Lake, but the jungle called to him like a song he couldn't ignore. Chapter 2. Planning the Journey. Freddy spent weeks preparing for his expedition. He was determined to prove he could handle the desert. First, he studied the oasis creatures who knew the sands. Old Tortoise, who sometimes wandered beyond the dunes, told him, "The desert is tricky. Young Frog, you'll need water, shade, and a good sense of direction." Freddy listened, jotting notes in the mud with a stick. Carry water, find shade, watch the stars. He crafted a tiny backpack from woven reeds, filling it with supplies: a gourd for water, dried water lily leaves for food, and a palm frond for shade. He practiced hopping long distances, strengthening his legs by leaping from one side of Glimmer Lake to the other. He even asked Pippin for more stories about the jungle, sketching maps in the mud based on the parrots' tales. "The jungle's west of here," Pippin said, flapping his wings, past the great dune, through the stone maze, and over the dry canyon. Freddy's friend, Lila, the lizard, watched his preparations with worry. "Freddy, the desert's huge," she said, her tail twitching. "Why not stay here? We have fun splashing in the lake." "I love Glimmer Lake," Freddy said, "but I need to see more. I'll come back and tell you all about the jungle." Lila sighed but helped him pack extra leaves, just in case. The night before his journey, Freddy's parents tried one last time to stop him. "We're proud of your courage," Mama Frog said, "but the desert is no place for a frog. Stay safe here. I've planned everything," Freddy said, showing his backpack and mud maps. "I'll be careful, I promise." His parents hugged him tightly, their eyes full of love and worry. Freddy felt a pang of guilt, but his curiosity was stronger. As dawn broke, he hopped to the edge of Glimmer Lake, waved goodbye to his friends, and set off into the desert. Chapter 3. The Desert's Challenges. The sand-swept desert was unlike anything Freddy had imagined. The sun blazed overhead, turning the sand into a hot blanket that stung his webbed feet. He hopped quickly, using his palm frond to shield himself. His gourd sloshed with water, and he sipped sparingly, remembering old Tortoise's advice, save water for when you need it most. By midday, Freddy reached the great dune, a towering hill of sand that seemed to touch the sky. Climbing it was exhausting. His legs ached, and sand slipped beneath him. But he kept going, thinking of the jungle's cool rivers. At the top, he saw nothing but more dunes. "Keep hopping west," he told himself, checking the sun's position as Pippin had taught him. That night, the desert grew cold, and Freddy shivered under his frond. He nibbled a water lily leaf, writing in the sand, "Desert is hot by day, cold by night." Stars twinkled above, guiding him west. He felt small but determined, his heart set on the jungle. The next day, Freddy entered the stone maze, a labyrinth of towering rock formations. The paths twisted and turned, and he nearly got lost. "Think, Freddy," he said, remembering his planning. He climbed a rock to get a better view, spotting a path that led west. He scratched a note climb high to see the way. A friendly scorpion, Sally, scuttled by and offered advice. "Watch for loose rocks," she said. "They can trip you." Freddy thanked her, adding "listen to locals." As he left the maze, a sudden sandstorm swept in, swirling dust around him. Freddy curled under his frond, clutching his gourd tightly. The storm passed, but his water was half gone. "I need to be smarter," he muttered, sipping even less. He wrote, "Storms come fast. Stay sheltered." Chapter 4. The Dry Canyon. After days of hopping, Freddy reached the dry canyon, a deep, cracked valley where the sun seemed twice as fierce. The air was so dry it tickled his throat, and his gourd was nearly empty. He looked for shade but found only bare rocks. "I planned for this," he reminded himself, eating a water lily leaf for moisture. Halfway across, Freddy spotted a small pool of water in a rock crevice. Excited, he hopped closer, but a hawk swooped down, its shadow looming. Freddy froze, then dove under a boulder, his heart pounding. "Think fast," he whispered, recalling Lila's stories about hawks. He waited until the hawk flew away. then sipped the water carefully. "Hawks are quick. Hide fast," he wrote. The canyon seemed endless. But Freddy kept hopping, his legs growing tired. He sang a Glimmer Lake song to stay cheerful. "Hop, hop, by the water's edge. Sing with the reeds in the morning's pledge." The song reminded him of home, and he felt a pang of homesickness. But the thought of the jungle pushed him forward. On the 5th day, Freddy's gourd ran dry. His throat was parched, and his hops were weak. He sat on a rock, feeling defeated. "Maybe Mama was right," he whispered. Then he remembered Pippin's words, "The jungle's just beyond the canyon." He looked up and saw a faint green haze on the horizon. "That's it," he croaked, finding new strength. Chapter 5. The Verdant Jungle. Freddy reached the jungle as the sun set, its trees towering like giants with leaves that shimmered in every shade of green. Rivers sparkled, flowers bloomed in bursts of color, and the air was alive with bird songs and monkey chatter. Freddy's heart soared. "I made it," he shouted, hopping into a cool stream. The water felt like a hug, and he drank deeply, splashing happily. Pippin, the parrot, swooped down, squawking with delight. "You're here. Freddy, what do you think?" "It's amazing," Freddy said, tasting a sweet mango that fell from a tree. He explored, swinging on vines, chasing colorful butterflies, and sketching in the mud. Jungle is loud, bright, and wet. But as he wandered, he noticed something. The jungle was crowded. Frogs, monkeys, and birds competed for space and food. The streams were busy, and finding a quiet Rika. Chapter 6. Lessons in the Oasis. Back at Glimmer Lake, Freddy shared his jungle stories with his friends and family. Lila, the lizard, listened wide-eyed as he described the jungle's wonders. "But I missed you all," Freddy said. "The desert taught me to plan better and appreciate home." He showed them his mud notes. Save water, climb high, hide fast. His parents hugged him tightly. "We're glad you're safe," Mama Frog said. "You've learned a lot." Freddy nodded. "I thought the jungle would be better than Glimmer Lake, but I was wrong. Home has its own magic friends, family, and safety. The jungle's great, but Glimmer Lake is where I belong." He spent the summer helping his family prepare for winter, gathering reeds and lily pads, never taking the oasis for granted again. The desert journey taught Freddy valuable lessons. Planning was crucial, but so was appreciating what you have. He wrote one final note in the mud by Glimmer Lake. "Home is a treasure. Plan for tomorrow, but love today." Glimmer Lake's waters sparkled as Freddy hopped happily, knowing he'd found adventure and wisdom right where he started.